Welcome everybody to this episode of the Trade Mastermind Podcast. I've got Lewis here from OPB Builders, and I've got Dan joining us from DSM Plumbing and Heating, and we're going to be talking about sales. So guys, welcome. Great to have you guys on the podcast today. How are things going?
Yeah, good for me. This month's been our strongest month to date. So since
Straight into the sales then.
Yeah. So we're 17 boilers so far this month, nearly day for day, but we're catching back up on a weekend. So
yeah.
So we're fitting at least one boiler a day at the minute, and sometimes two. So
that's brilliant.
So a strong month so far.
What are you kind of targeting then? So if you're doing a boiler a day at the minute, is that your hit rate? Is that where you're running at? Or
yeah. So I mean, we've consistently went from 5 to 10 to 15, then averaging around 20 for the last couple of months, 20 boiler installations a month. But now we're trying to just try and break that barrier and get past that 20. So if we can get 25 to 30 this month, that would be our highest revenue month and the highest boiler fitted. So that's what we're trying to get done, and then make that the new normal. Get up to them sort of installations at the same quality that we're fitting on that. So
okay, fantastic. I mean, I really like the sound of that. I mean, it's an interesting number that you're going for. Is that based on figures that you've worked on, or is it a number you're plucking out of thin air? Because some people do that, right? They just go head down, let's get some sales.
Yeah, so my target was always to try to get to 40, but then I think, to be honest, we're actually trying to get anywhere between 20 and 30 boilers, and then move in. We haven't done it yet, but we want to move into another line of work, maybe air conditioning or solar. And I know that I can comfortably get to 20 boilers per month. And then if we can get into new streams of work, we can start trying to generate the same sort of installations on air conditioning or solar, using the same things that we've learned from TM.
Okay, so it's like, replicating that business model and just applying it into another vertical.
That's what we're trying to do, yeah.
It's really exciting. I mean, one thing for me on sales, sorry, Matt, we'll bring you in a second, Lewis. One thing for me on the whole sales aspect is that absolutely, like, you need to generate money. It's a key business function, and probably the number one business function. I guess it's like forecasting that sales growth and where you want to get the business to is really important as well.
Yeah.
So have you looked at that and thought, okay, so as I get to 2030, I'm in a good position, and that's going to give you some free time, free money, free space to then develop the other verticals?
Yeah, that's my idea behind it. If I can get one completely hands off and working without me, maybe I can then do the same again.
Yeah.
And then hopefully, if everything goes to plan, we've got 2, and possibly if that goes to plan, we'll go into 3, and then see, and then potentially sell the business as we're growing. That would be my end goal.
So you've got a short-term plan then with that?
Yeah, I want to try and get in and get out as quick as I can.
Brilliant. Okay, so what time frame are you looking at?
Within 5 years.
Okay, cool, fantastic.
That would be me target time, and then see where that takes us.
And then see where the future is after that.
Yeah,
I love that. That's a really interesting way to look at it. I think it keeps you fresh, doesn't it?
Yeah,
because that's one thing you need in sales, right?
Yeah.
You need to have that feeling of hunger and drive to get it. Yeah. How's things going for you?
Really good. Really good.
Yeah. You knocked over the set there.
Yeah, really good, to be honest. I think working with you, Matt, has made me, with all the spreadsheets, has made me sort of look at everything on a month by month basis. I was always looking at turnover, never really focusing too much on the sort of sales side of it. And every month it was like I determined how good we'd done by just how much we'd turned over.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas since starting the spreadsheets, I think it's really made us look at the sales as well. We'll look at where they're coming from, where everything's coming from, the best conversion rates, the best cost per acquisition. And then, this month and last month have been a couple of amazing months that we've not.
I think for me, I remember rightly, you've had 2 very good months. So this month that you're in now, you've achieved.
It's 190 now.
190. It was 175 the other day.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Was that? Yeah. So 190 now. Not bad for a month, is it?
Oh, that's great.
We'll take that. So 190 for the month. Last month before that, you hit.
It's 225.
225.
Yeah.
great, and the month before?
I think the month before was about 70.
Okay, so you've had 6 weeks, I guess, really, of two real solid sales, which is great. I mean, but it's not yourself doing the sales, right?
No, it's not. It's I've got a salesman that's doing it. Ian, he's doing a great job. I think we've put through. I was having a look this morning whilst we were in the room, and I think we had 70 inquiries in last month, and I think about 55 quotes have gone out. So we've got he's ploughing through them. He's getting loads out, and
so you've surveyed essentially about, roughly in my head, 70% of those that have come from a lead, which is fantastic, and then a certain percentage of them result into sales, and you've then delivered those fantastic numbers from that, which is great. One thing for me, and hopefully you'll agree, or we'll be putting stuff into place, is you have a sales guy like that who's delivering those numbers. I am building an extension on my house, moving him in, feeding him breakfast every morning, tucking him into bed at night, making sure he is absolutely tip top every single day and he's happy, because he's a vital part of your business that's helping it grow and develop. So how does that relationship work, and what are you doing to maintain it and look after him?
So he's on an annual salary, but then he's also on a 5% commission as a profit share. So everything that the company makes month by month, there's a 5% profit share that he's in on. So that sort of just tops up his
off the overheads. So your net profit?
Off the net profit, yeah.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
And then he's got a company van, company fuel, just a couple of other little sort of sweeteners just to keep it a nice place.
I think that's definitely going to keep him interested. Interesting, you're doing it off of net rather than sort of off the revenue. So I guess he's making money, but not ridiculous money.
I mean, some months I think he's probably getting about maybe 500 quid bonus. Other months like 300. So it's always around that sort of figure. But I think for us, now that the sales are coming in a bigger amount, I need to figure out a way to get the turnover growing.
I mean, I think turnover will grow with those sales, won't it? Yes, definitely, but I think you're paying him 300 quid. Oh, Do you know what I'd do if I was a competing builder? I just offer him 2% on revenue and steal him.
Right, okay, yeah. Lots to pay him on even at 2%. Someone told me about not doing it on percentage of sales because it may drop, because we're in an industry where there's no sort of set price per job. Like it's not just like a boiler where you can sort of that boiler's got to be sold at this percent. For us, it was just to sort of make sure that stuff wasn't getting underpriced, and then there's still like a thing to the lads still ring Ian sometimes and ask him advice and stuff like that, and like his sort of motives quite like wants the lads to always be working as well as doing the sales and stuff. It's still sort of involved a little bit in the project management side.
No,
and keeps him.
This is meant to be a podcast, not a training session, but I think it's turning into one or coaching session. So that's really good. So you're making some really good sales revenue over the last couple of months, which is great to see. I mean, obviously you talked quickly about the drivers for that, which has been what's been working with. What would you say that the whole sales process has been, or what's been beneficial in that sales process for you that potentially you're doing different to other people?
I think a big thing that we've changed in the last few months is starting to we used to do it years ago, and then we just stopped because stupidly we got busy, so we were spending loads of times doing more quotes, but then just sending them on email. Whereas since joining Trade Mastermind, I've just sort of, as a bit of an eye-opener to think actually we've got to get back out to go and see the customers in the home, talk through the quote, explain and the amount of questions and the amount of probably emails that it stops by going through, explaining everything and showing how much detail we've actually put into the quote. I think that sort of has started to sell itself over the last few months.
Okay.
So I think, yeah, like winning big jobs. We've been winning bigger jobs, and I think a big part of it is definitely going to the home and
Yeah, selling in the home.
well, we've not quite, but sort of that's definitely the aim, is to start selling in the home. But I think sort of taking it round to the home, but not actually. We've never really pushed to.
So we're not closing in there.
We're not closing in the home now.
That's interesting, because I guess some of the projects are lower value as well, right? So it's less of a decision process for the customer.
So those projects that are lower value, we aren't actually taking them round.
Okay.
So we're just sending them by email.
And then doing follow-ups?
Ish.
I mean, this is just saying to me, you've still got loads of opportunities for growth.
We've got so much, at the moment, our conversion rate's 36%, I think it is, and that's without doing that much follow-ups, to be honest. So we have got an AI follow-up thing that would sort of just started, but just sort of going to see how that goes. And that's stuff for like the smaller jobs, the few grand jobs.
Yeah, it's really interesting because, we talk a lot about the processes. We talk a lot about the sell in the home where possible. It's not necessarily the right move for every type of industry, every customer either. But definitely the consistent follow-up is obviously really important and key. And you're delivering on what you're delivering without doing some of that stuff. And I must say, we've got to put that back to literally like brand marketing. The way people feel about your company in the area. There's obviously something that's doing a great job of selling your business before you get into the home. Before you actually maybe price up the work and stuff like that. So, what you're doing on that side must be going phenomenally well, because it's great to see. I mean, obviously you're here for this session, but it's great to see that you've, even just inside that sales process, you've still got loads of room.
Yeah, I think up that percentage.
So Cheshire domination in 6 months' time, right?
Sounds good, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's your target for the year?
1.8 million of sales, and I would love to match that turnover wise as well.
Okay, so you're looking at 1.8 million in turnover.
Yeah.
That's great. And do you think that was actually going to be higher than that?
Say again.
Do you think you're actually going
sales wise, I'd love to get higher than that. Well, definitely in turnover I would, but it's sort of at the moment not sure how that would actually happen.
Are you thinking some of the jobs will
thinking,
come in under budget of what you?
Not
going to cause that difference between the sales and turnover?
No, I think it's not being able to have the manpower on site.
Okay.
I think it's more manpower.
Being able to deliver on all those jobs.
Yeah. So just to sort of that's sort of like maybe more than doubling the turnover.
Yeah.
That it was when we started with Trade Mastermind. So, but I would like to do it, but just have to see if it happens or not.
Get the recruitment in place.
Yeah.
Deliver on those projects. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Good.
Dan, talking about that sales, I guess that process stuff we quickly touched on, Does that resonate a little bit with you?
Yeah, it has. It's good to see other industries doing well as well. It really is. And on our side of things, we went from get like 200 grand a year to it needs to be replaced. We went from 200 grand a year to getting over 500,000 in a short period of time. So, and that's just boiler after boiler, and I'm hoping to get that as high as I can myself as well. So it's good to hear that you're doing well over there. So that's good.
Likewise.
Yeah.
17 boilers a month's a lot of.
Yeah, and that's I'm hoping to get a few more and break a record for this month.
Nice. 19th today.
Yeah.
19th, so basically one a day, but you're obviously not working every weekend.
No, to be honest, we're not really doing much weekends. I try and definitely make the phone calls and do the lead booking on weekends.
Mm-hmm.
If it's urgent, I have got a family as well to try not to do the weekend work. But even if I've got to revert to go to a telesale and get pictures, just so I can still have an opportunity if it's an urgent job. I will try and sell that on that front as well.
Okay.
I know it is better to go out to the job, but if it's urgent and I can't get there same day, I will try and make it over the phone.
And have you got some? Have you got some?
Yeah, of course. Friday night, bag 2.
Oh, brilliant.
So
you sold 2 on Friday night over the phone?
Yeah.
And how much you make on those 2?
$4,000, 4.5 grand.
4.5 grand.
And I took deposits on that night as well. My wife was in New York. My wife was in New York. I had the 2 kids in the house. I had to do something, and I made them 2 sales over the phone, one after the other.
What did you say? Can you hear those kids in the background?
No, they're
got mouths to feed. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. So I made them over the phone. They were in bed. The leads came through late and fitted one of them Monday morning. Well, I didn't personally. One of the engineers fitted them Monday morning, and one of the other engineers fitted. So the 2 went in on that day, and then subby fitted one. So that was 3 in a day. So that was good.
Brilliant.
That was Monday just gone.
That's a good day, then, isn't it?
It was nice.
Collection.
Yeah, it was for not having. Probably I only had one boiler in the line for Monday, and I knew I couldn't get out over that weekend because my wife was away.
Yeah.
Mate, you've still got to make something work for yourself, I suppose.
I think that's the interesting thing, isn't it? Comparing, building, my background in kitchens, and then obviously you in heating. I would have work planned for longer period of times. We would never have a job like that comes in on a Friday and we start it on a Monday.
Yeah.
I know maybe with the roofing repairs that can happen for you guys so much, but it's different, isn't it? It's a total different sort of.
Well, I'll stack them up. If I've got 5 to fit on, if I've got 5 coming in the following week, I'll try and get them all done on that one Monday.
Yeah.
So it gives us the rest of the week to get some more in.
Yeah.
So I'll just stack them up.
Well, that's what you need to do, right? You need to, especially now coming into the winter period for you guys, is, being in the middle of November, it's like your busy period, right? So you need to get the availability so you can react the following day, the day after.
Yeah. On the way down here, I drove down with Cameron. He came up with a good idea to do with get a subby on it first. If you have got one for Monday, because if you just drop it on a Sunday night, if one comes in, you sell it on the and you can't get the subby that quick. So get him locked in first, and then your own engineers, they can do the emergency ones that come in, because we are reactive. It's got to be quick.
Yeah.
If you haven't planned for that, the 2 engineers that you've got on your books, that they can then you've got 3. Then you've got the chance to fit 3 instead of just. So if the subby wasn't booked in prior, give them the first one. Give the subby the first one that comes in. At least you've locked him in advance, rather than I'll just give it to me in house. This works better in the winter, because you're going to get a lot more. In the summer, you would just give it to your normal guys, because you're probably only going to fit a lesser volume. But in the winter, it's a good strategy, I think.
Yeah, I like that. It makes total sense to me.
Just get them locked in. Get your subbies locked down early the week before. So.
Yeah. So when you're doing your sales, you must be doing some in the home.
I do all of them. Majority
make the sale in the home.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the difference then. So teach us then, what's the key what was it like making your first sale in the home? What's the key for you to get that? Is it that objection handle? Where's it?
Yeah, I've took it pretty quick, to be fair. It was the first one I ever saw. I just remember it, and he was like, "I've got other quotes coming," and I was brave. The training that we've had, and I just said, "Are you happy with the price?" He said, "Yes." I said. I took him to my content analysis page and just went through what we could do compared to other companies. I said, just cancel them and go with us. You're happy? And he went, okay then.
That's brilliant.
Okay, let's do it. And
so confidence is key.
Yeah, and then yesterday morning, rang a lead. I use Leads.io. There's other companies in there that don't like it. I think if you use it and be quick with it and get in there quickly, it makes a difference. So I rang them. They said, "Oh, we've already got 3 quotations coming." I said, "When's your first one coming?" They said tonight, and then 2 tomorrow. But we've got no heating or hot water. This was 9 o'clock in the morning. I said, "I'm going to be there within the hour." I said, I'll be there in the hour. She's like, "Well, if you do come, I'm definitely getting the other quote." I said, "Fine, that's great." I said, as long as I can have the opportunity to fit,
Yeah.
I'll give you a chance to present a price. We are local to you. We're only 5 miles away. I'm sure I'll be a strong competitor to get the job. So she said, yeah, come round within the hour. Deposit paid. So she wasn't going to let us in the house to begin with.
Yeah.
She definitely said she was getting more quotes, and then within an hour to an hour and a half, I secured 2,700 sale. So
there we go. So that's
and that's getting fit.
That's good.
And that's getting fitted this morning. That's getting
Yeah.
fitted today while I'm here. And
Right, brilliant.
and my brother, who's an engineer, he's fitting another one. So 2 going in today as well.
Okay, so with that then,
Yeah.
how did let's go into a bit more specifics about that.
Yeah,
Obviously don't tell me a name or
Yeah.
personal details, but I mean, how did that job sort of go when you were quoting it in the house? You know,
Yeah.
was she a bit frosty to start with?
So went in, shoe covers on, went just opened up with because there was two people in there. She took us in, greeted the dogs. Hello,
Nice,
dog.
that one.
Introduced myself, who I was, and then just ask what is your major problem that you've got, and
Yeah.
then it'll just help us get to the. So we didn't go straight to the boiler.
Yeah, so you did a little bit of rapport building.
Yeah, a little bit of there. Tell them where I was from. Just general conversation, to be honest.
Yeah.
Talked about the weather because in the northeast it's always a nice point to talk about. It was being down outside. So, and then she said, right, it's the boiler's making a really loud noise. It's scary. I turned it off. Don't want to use it. So went to the boiler. She explained exactly what was happening, and then I just went into my normal pictures after that. I just kind of said, look, I just explained how our survey worked. I just said we're going to do a few technical tests, and it'll get us and I'll ask you some questions as well, and I'll just need to get you to the right boiler, exactly what you want, and the right size boiler for this property. So did the water test, a flow rate for the flow rates, did a electrical test. Then she took us to a couple of the radiators, talking about thermostatic radiator valves and how they work, and then went downstairs and kind of went into the brochure selling.
Mm-hmm.
Went through page by page, explained that we're a family-run business. Explained who I was. I was the business owner, been going for over 10 years, and recently did some business training that's making us competitors on boilers. So we're just concentrating on boilers installations only. So this is all we do, and this is what we're good at. So that was me first, and then I get into what we can offer them, up to 10 years warranty.
Mm-hmm.
The price match promised, the 5-star customer experience before and after sales as well, and then after that sort of section, show them reviews that we've got from Google. So that's just step by step of the brochure that we've got, and then went straight into what boilers that they've been looking at. They showed us that they've already had a quotation from Boxed for 2,200 for a 10-year guarantee. So I knew I didn't want to compete on price, but I was still, I still got it for 2,700, and I get a £100 kickback off the boiler manufacturer as well. So I knew I could, I took that £100 off on that occasion because I didn't want to be too far away, but it was still at the 30%, over 30% margin. I was happy.
Brilliant.
So I get 100, so it was a Baxi boiler, £100 kickback on every boiler that you fit in the winter. So you can either most of the time try and just keep the cost as it is, or if you need to leverage a little bit off it, you still know that you're getting 2.8 and at the 30% margin because you're going to get that money anyway.
Yeah.
So, and then I go into detail of how we protect the property.
Mm-hmm.
I said not many people talk about the protection of the property. I said we double protect. We use vinyl wrapping all the way through the house where in the working areas, and then double protect with dust sheets and protective mats where we're working. I said I know it's just a small point, but it's got to be mentioned because I said you'll get some guys and he'll run up your stairs, pull the boiler off the wall, put a new one on. No cleanliness. It's just in and out, and no quality of work. So I try to really touch on all these minor points in my sales process, and then they explained exactly what they wanted: 10 years warranty, power flush the system, all of the filters and extras that we're going to give them. I actually even saw this. I want to get into service plans, and I even saw the service plan. I haven't even set it up yet. So it's so they want to be on a monthly retainer as well to give them an annual service and so a priority customer.
Do you have a card machine then?
Yeah.
Is that how you close it home?
Yeah. So
we've got some technical difficulties here right now.
Pretend nothing's happened.
Just pretend I'm not
Yeah.
trying to fix the mic.
So
Absolutely.
So we'll give it. I'll get to the bottom of it. We'll end up giving the price, and like she explained, she said that her and her husband wanted a second quote, and then I said that's no problem. I think you should. I said I'll just go back to my competitor analysis page. I don't think there's any company out there going to be giving you as much value as what we're going to explain. That there's more expensive companies than us, and the individual companies that are going to be coming to compete against us. And she went, yeah, understand that. And he put it in and went, I've already made a decision, love. That man there's doing the job. So it just off spending all that time.
They are.
Just spending all that time and with the customer I think it was the time and the effort that I was putting in to fully explain what I was going to do and how we were going to do it to then convince him enough to get the job.
Did you do the quote on the day of doing the site visit? You didn't go away and...
That's the beauty about the boiler industry.
Yeah.
They can do it instantly.
To be honest, I give the I've got the CRM, but I give it verbally first, and then if they don't give us, if they didn't say yes, I would then say, do you mind us spending some time filling out the quote so I can present it to you on a file as well, because.
So you just did that in your head, did you?
What's that? Yeah, I do it. I mean, the boiler prices are pretty much the same every time.
Right.
Like,
and if it's a straight swap, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's a straight swap.
Yeah.
I know how much I'm getting the boiler for. I'm already in my head thinking, right, that's that much money. It's 2,200 before.
And have you done all your margins and everything in your head?
Yeah, well, if we're 20 a month, I know that Baxi boiler, I've got to be like. Normally it's 2,400 for a 5-year, round about the 2.8 mark for a 10-year, for the prices that we get them for, and then I know that's the starting price at maybe a little bit just over 30%, and I can tweak back a little bit if I want to go to 25. I can. I've got a little bit of buffer. I'll definitely go 3 or 4 no's before I give up, at least. But just it's all just a conversation, though. It's not.
Yeah.
It's just not pressure.
I think the thing for me, no, sorry, Dan.
No, I just over time, I've just getting more confident of just sit there. I'm not like panicking that they've said no to us anymore. I'm just, no problem. This is what we can do, and just keep on navigating that.
Yeah, I think the best sales are the ones that never feel like sales.
Yeah.
That you're literally just speaking to the customer, that that you've created a rapport with them, and you're communicating them on a level that's they're comfortable with, that you're comfortable with, and they buy into you, right? And it just becomes, well, in their mind, why would they ever use anybody else? I think that's the beauty of the rapport building piece, and the demonstrating who you are is really important. Unless you're an arsehole, then don't do that.
Yeah.
Pretend you're somebody else.
Yeah. I think the nice person guy normally wins.
I'm sure.
It does well for me.
I mean, for you, though, Lewis, so you're not even in the home doing the surveys. You've got that responsibility over to your sales guy. So for you, sales is a little bit different because you're kind of up here, like looking down on it, right? I guess, rather than in the day-to-day detail of it.
Yeah, I mean, so with the extensions, anything that's more than sort of 50, 60 grand, I try and make sure I go out with Ian to...
So that both of you will be
at the job? Both of us are sort of there. Just
for the survey?
Not for the survey, more for the presenting the quote to them.
Okay. And so who does it, though? You or Ian?
Ian always presents it, just because he's been the one that's done the survey. He's typed it all out. He knows where it said to build a stud wall. He can say exactly where the stud wall is of ours.
Okay.
And
what's your role in that meeting?
I suppose I don't know. I feel like I'm there sort of asking the questions of like not very well at all, but I'm asking the questions of probably more in the way that
I get in your brain.
so yeah, I suppose I'm there asking the questions of like if you went ahead, when is it you're looking to have the work done? Because some customers say to us, it's not really like the boiler people; they want it done today, don't they? Whereas
Yeah.
sometimes, like coming up to this time of year, some people in October sort of say, listen, we don't want to make a start till March. So then at that point, then we can sort of, and can you fit it in March? And then, you know, sort of, I've got them decisions to sort of, sort of tailor around what they say.
If you made the sale there and then, you could maybe pull that forward with a bit of discount as well, though, could you not?
Yeah, well, sometimes I see where they are, see where they want to do it, and generally, the further along way it is, the better for us.
Right.
Then I think it just allows, because everybody wants it done as quick as they can. So then the customers that want to delay it a little bit, I know that we're going to fill that slot anyway. So I always just think it's nice to have something in a little bit further away if that's what they want.
Yeah.
And we know that we're not going to struggle.
Do you take a deposit still though?
Yeah, still take a
so
yeah,
they commit.
everyone. Yeah,
And that would be my worry. Right?
Yeah.
It'd be like, you know, they just then go
sign, approve, and pay a 5% deposit.
Yeah, so that's great, isn't it?
So and then also like I think we had someone like last May that wanted to book in for it. They've booked in for this April coming, and it's like a 4-month job. So we had that 5% deposit. I think it's about $5,000 that we got. It was about $100,000 job roughly. So it's like we got that $5,000 a year before, and that sort of a lot of these things does help. A lot of the sales does help with cash flow as well, definitely.
How does that work with pricing variations?
Material wise, we try and find out before, but I think what we've spoke about as well with price of job, it does have a little bit of a buffer anyway. So that sort of buffer is never really catches us off guard really. There's always like a little bit of a buffer anyway, and unless it did what it did in COVID, where it goes up
wild
30% or whatever it was,
multi-finish and plasterboard just going crazy.
It's more than 30%. That 600%.
Yeah,
they went wild, didn't they?
Yeah,
but that's a podcast for another day, I think. But I think we could spend a long time talking about bloody COVID and its implications with business. But I think it's also probably been done to death as well, to be fair. So you're in there in the home. So you kind of the closer then on those deals?
I feel like I sort of do close all of the like our sort of relationship, like Liam's relationship with him is the smaller jobs. He preps them, sends them out, and that's sort of it then. With the bigger jobs, I then keep in touch with the customer, texting them, ringing them, sort of trying to get them to when, and generally when we go and do the first visit, there's always like a page full of information that we bring back that the customers, since you've been, decided we want to do this, and this, and then just the quotes go on and on. For bigger stuff, definitely, because the customers always, I think, questions that we ask as well makes them think differently and decide to change different things. Or, but yeah, I think, What was your question again?
Are you the closer?
Am I the closer? I'd say I'm the closer, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Ian closes the smaller stuff. And then you close.
Not really, because we don't have a follow-up system. There's not really a closer because they sign and approve from our CRM system, so it just gets sent. So, in a sense, like when we see little jobs getting approved, there's not really a closer. It's just, Which
are you just like listening to this and going, how do I implement that into my business? How do I get my customers just to go, oh, cool, I'll click that link in a few days' time and say, yeah, I'll do it. Instead, where everyone else is going, fuck, I'm on the phone. Like, come on, answer me. And he's just like, they'll roll in.
They'll come and sign up anyway. Don't change what's not broken.
I know, if we start doing follow-ups and the conversion rates
drops.
I know what I'm going back to.
That's really interesting.
And again, a lot of the smaller stuff is the roof repairs, the building work repairs.
Yeah.
Anything sort of below 10 grand is in that smaller category for us, and them jobs just keep coming and coming. We've just inundated with stuff that's less than 10 grand.
Okay.
Not a bad position to be in, is it?
Because I don't really worry about anything under 10 grand, do we?
Not a bad
That's like 4 sales.
My engineers have broken backs by then. 10 grand in.
So I'd just try and focus on the bigger stuff. But
yeah,
I think if I did get swamped, and to be honest, that wasn't always the case. I think since starting with Trade Mastermind and sort of splitting the in the sales, are you on the sales spreadsheets, Dan?
I do them. I'm sort of like more and more every month. I'm not brilliant, but I'm getting better. I need to keep on focusing on exactly where my numbers are. I'm not by any means a master, but it's something that's enabling us to say, oh yeah, that's working and that's not. And it's I'm getting better.
Right, nice. So we've sort of split out the business because I think there was such like big variance in all of the different types of work that we were quoting. We started off with just like building work and roofing work, and then when Matt like broke it down and was like, right, how's that as it is, and then there was like £1,000 building work jobs, but then also £100,000 building jobs. So then we sort of split it into 4 different sections. So we put a roofing section, a smaller building works, medium building works, and a bigger building works. And that's sort of how our spreadsheet's looking now.
How's that helped you?
I think that's helped me to focus, like, what do I want more jobs? Like, when I was setting out the annual, targets, it's just made me realise that we don't actually really want any more smaller stuff. Whereas I was just sort of, before Trade Mastermind, I was just right, let's just keep going and going and going with, I'll follow, like, sort of keep in touch with the smaller ones. Whereas my focus since starting has been everything for the bigger jobs, because really I think that's where our turnover and our revenue is gonna
Well, take leaps and bounds.
Yeah,
definitely.
And like the headache, I think when I was sat down with my brother looking at it, we were looking at like how many small jobs, say like we've just won 100 and I think it's about 150 including the VAT job, and like that job, if we had to do that job as opposed to 100 little £1,000 jobs, it would just be the headache from them is far more than what the bigger jobs would be, for sure. So I think that's why we're not looking to grow them.
We dropped plumbing because we did plumbing as well before TM. We just dropped it completely. Kitchen, like small fry kitchen tap fits, like the £100 jobs. Like, similar, but just obviously bigger numbers. Like, we stopped doing them altogether.
Right.
Yeah, I think there's absolute, you're absolutely right in taking that approach. Small plumbing jobs, taps, stuff like that, no good. 10 grand jobs is a bit different. Isn't it?
I'd still be taking them.
And I think it's literally like it's a viable business on its own.
Yeah.
So if it's a viable business on its own, you got to keep going at it, haven't you? You wouldn't drop it and throw it away. And I think probably the next step for you will be bringing in that tier of sort of management level, of having like the project management stuff, and maybe potentially you'll have another salesperson and you're separating out the stuff that Ian's doing, this other person's doing, and giving them priorities and overseeing the two of them and making sure that everything is getting the right level of care. Because if you get 5 jobs at 10 grand, that's still 50 grand.
Yeah, the way I'm thinking,
it's still good money, isn't it?
I'm thinking like if you've got a roof, for argument's sake, which is 5 to 10 grand, like still be that straight out, and still you're not losing. You focus on your bigger job. You've got a salesman going in, present the price, land the deal in the home, and get a little roofing company to fulfill it.
Oh, and still with roofing being at 40 to 50% margin, it's good. It's still good money, isn't it?
Yeah. It's great money.
Dan's out. Roofing now. Yeah. Just add it onto the shirt.
Yeah. DSM Plumbing Heating, Roofing, Solar. Just have it down there.
Yeah. I think that's a point actually, because you got your branded shirt on. That's something that did you do that, have that before TM, or was that something you took on when you joined?
Yeah, I took on when I joined. Yeah. So I just wear this as much as I can every day.
Yeah. And I think that's obviously stuff that we recommend, and the brochure sales that you've already spoke about, etc. And I don't, I think there are obviously some smoking guns, and I'm sure Joe's giving you guys some silver bullets today, but so much of what you need to do and what you implement is literally like little bits and pieces. It's those 1%ers. It's that idea of getting better every day and introducing this, then that, and then the next, and and just growing in increments, really.
Yeah, I think so. I think get one system running smoothly, then you can confidently move on to the next.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, so I know you're not in your shirt today, but you guys have got branded stuff, haven't you?
We've got branded stuff, but not.
So you're shaking your head. There we go again.
I thought you were going to say about the.
Just what 2 million turnover, like 2 million sales.
Just turn up in a pair of trainers, some
that's what
shorts,
it is.
and a t-shirt.
Just with a LPB top on, and
you got LPB t-shirt,
jumpers and t-shirts. We've got
okay.
At the moment,
we're not gonna. You don't admit that to Joe, are you?
No. Definitely not.
And you can't say that a shirt's going to win you a 100k job, right? But a shirt and the van being delivered and the way you present stuff and all those little pieces add together to win you those jobs, don't they?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's one part of the process. Yeah.
What have you? I obviously wasn't in the session this morning. What have you guys covered off? What have you learned today?
I think a lot of it's sort of the journey of a sale. I think the journey of a sale. I think.
So the sales process.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Crafting offers, USPs.
Yeah. So that's what you're taking away. So you implementing your USPs and
it's different. Well, I'm after today. I will be. There's a little bit more that you can add in. There's always an extra piece of that could sway a customer.
Yeah.
Just by actually sitting down and thinking about what you could actually offer.
Yeah.
As a part of a part boiler, whether it be service plan, VIP club, something just that'll make them feel more swayed towards you as a company or as the company goes. Or
I talk about this a lot with a lot of our academy members, particularly on the boiler side. Same with some of the solar guys as well. I think bringing in that service plan stuff, it just looks to me like an absolute no-brainer.
Yeah.
If you can, get them on a £10 subscription every month, and you just service the boiler, but you're there as a port of call whenever they need something.
Yeah.
And you sign up. I mean, you're doing what? So 20 boilers a month at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just say 250 roughly.
Yeah.
In this year, potentially next year 500. In a year, so that'd be 750. If you maintain the hit rate of 750 customers over 3 years, that's over 4 years. Sorry, that would be £1,500 customers. For 8 years it would be 3,000, right? And that's just on the low volume numbers.
Yeah.
You can quite quickly build a huge portfolio of people that are just paying you 10 quid a month. And when you get that to 2,000 customers, that's purely back off your installations, right? We're talking about other people that will sign up to your subscription fees.
Yeah.
That you get to 2,000 and it's £10 per customer. You're assured 20 grand every month revenue without doing anything else.
Yeah. Well,
it's a really comfortable position to be in, isn't it?
And that could just be the starting package.
Yeah.
I can say for you, most companies in 15, 25 for a certain level of care.
Yeah.
Some people will take up the 25.
Yeah.
Out of them 700, 2,000 customers.
Yeah.
You could have it higher than.
It could be 30, 40,000.
Yeah. So it's a lot to think about.
For you, Dan, for you wanting to sell as well, that would be such an attractive thing.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Saying, right, we've got guaranteed 20 grand every month coming in.
Yeah.
So a buyer coming in looking at that, okay, if he can make my package better,
Yeah.
And-
I mean, that's it. That's literally it. That's one of my main things is, the buyers buying that, all those contacts, all those leads, for potential work and installation work in the future, but also, you're buying assured revenue. There's not many businesses in our industry that you can, really say that on, because a lot of the times the business will sit on the shoulders of the owner, and they are a whole huge part of the brand and what it brings. And in reality, a 10 quid subscription fee, if the owner of the company changes, you're probably not going to cancel it. You're
No,
with it.
yeah. I think the only thing is just getting. It probably won't take long. It's just setting up contracts and stuff like that. But it's probably, if you AI it, I'm sure it'll come up with something that you could use and
potentially they start with anyway. I think I don't know how much you'd pay a contract lawyer to look at one and sort one out, but probably not that much.
Yeah, and then that's one for everybody. Like,
pay it once for 2,000 people.
Yeah,
paying it for every person, are you?
Yeah.
So
just one off, get it done correctly from the start.
Yeah.
You can just sell as many as you want.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Dan was just talking about USPs.
Yeah.
What's your USP?
I think.
What do you use how do you use that to sell your business?
To be honest, I've only created it this morning.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm just doing an easy 2 million this year with no USPs. I'm no different to everyone else and I have no sales process. Go on.
So I think one of our ones that we're definitely going to sort of push is when we do the quotes is obviously we've got Leo in the Philippines that does all of the estimating, and he'll do on an extension, he'll do say like 80% of the estimating from the drawings to our pricer job, which is our pricing system. And then Ian does like the last 20%. Now what Leo does is where it says like say a stud, this is where we're building a stud wall, and then he'll highlight where the stud wall is on the drawing. So after every little, right, so there's a stud wall there, there'll be a highlight of where the stud wall is on the plan. Same for the brickwork. So it'll be saying, right, this is where we're doing all the brickwork, and it'll highlight all the brickwork from the plan. If it's say bricking up a doorway, it'll have, right, we'll be bricking up this doorway, highlight it on the plan. So it's just like a very detailed sort of quote that a customer is gonna sort of see and feel, hopefully, well, I think they do feel quite secure about it because they can see exactly what they're getting, and that there's not, because builders have such bad names of going in cheap and then coming and adding loads of money on at the end for extra different things that's not been quoted for and not been allowed for. But I think if we sort of use our method of being as visible as we can, that's I think that will, I think that's going to help sell a lot of different jobs.
Okay.
And bigger stuff. So
your USP is really just transparency.
Yeah, transparency.
Yeah, I think, which is interesting, and because I'd actually say that a lot of the building trade is probably lacking some of that. You know,
I agree.
Certainly when you come across other quotes that I hear people are coming across, and they're like 30, 40 grand less than them on $100,000 job.
Yeah,
they're clearly not quoting for everything.
Well, that's like a thing. Like we just had some last week or the week before, a guy, and he's been like proper nice guy, really nice couple. And we'd quoted up 45 grand, and he rang us back, and I think we split it into two different elements of the job. Each was like, one was 20, one was 25, and he rang us back and said, "Oh yeah, we've got someone." He said, "Listen," he said, Joseph was just talking about it in there. And he was saying, "Oh yeah, they tell you how good they wanted you to do the work, that they really liked you, everything." And I just thought of this guy straight away. And he rang us and said all of that stuff, and then he said, "But we've got a quote that's 16 grand." I was just like, "Well, what's he missed?" Because one of our quotes was 20, one was 25, and he was like, he's doing everything for it, and we just for us.
Materials come to more than that.
Yeah, 100%. Like the materials would have definitely come to more than that, and we just But yeah, we tried to sort of say, well, what happened? Like, is he gonna do everything? And he's like, yeah, I've asked him. He's doing everything. He's gonna do everything. He's not that registered. He's a one-man band. So that's sort of, I think we've just got to leave him to it. But
so you don't have to fix that in
a
few months' time.
And he sort of made the joke and said, "Oh, listen, I might be coming back to you." And I said, "Yeah, but the price will be going up if you come back." If it's half done.
Yeah, well, that's
part of your objection handling.
I think one objection handle that I would potentially use on that is something that I learned from Kieran was offering a free quote comparison. So
Okay.
A quote comparison service.
Yeah. So like we will do it for you.
So yeah, like if you're if you do get other quotes, absolutely part of our service is that we offer a quote comparison. So we will show you the differences essentially between
Would you have that in your brochure?
You could do, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can be upfront about it. And that helps. And for one thing, it probably stops people getting other quotes in another way, because they're like, God, these guys are that good, and that upfront and transparent that they'll just compare the quotes for us and show us the differences. Because if you're not going to be beaten on value, then all people are going to try and beat you on is price by not including everything. So potentially that's something that you could maybe objection handle with that and just say, okay, that was fantastic. Let's I'm happy to come out and do a free quote comparison. So if you've got their quote and I'll show you our quote, and we'll show you, I'll explain the reasons why it's different. And if the advice is that absolutely that quote is the one to go for, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
But it's not.
If not, just stand on this dotted line.
But it's not. So I think that's a really interesting point that you're making, and I like the idea about the transparency in the USP. That's great. And so, sorry, what was your USP, Dan, that you were talking about, Greg?
Well, I didn't have one, but it was that we've won a national award through Trade Mastermind, which was for apprenticeships coming through. So apprentices were always filtered through apprentices through the business. I've took like nine apprentices from zero to me, training them up fully to being fully qualified gas engineers.
Fantastic. That's a nice little USP to have.
Yeah. One of them's on TM as well, Cameron.
Okay, he's your apprentice. Brilliant.
Yeah, well,
nice
he left the army, and to be fair, he was the quickest apprentice I've ever had. He was in and out in 6 months and started a business. So he's like, go, Cameron. Like, so it's.
He's a really nice.
Is he not working for you now?
No,
he's here as a client.
Is that the guy next to you?
Yeah.
Right.
He's competition.
Yeah, he's hot competition.
Is he competition?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, we don't compete against each other, but probably there might be there is probably one quote that we've been on together, like against.
Yeah.
So he's kind of went down Google and I went down Leeds.io. So
different. You're not competing at the moment.
Not at the moment.
But you will be.
Yeah, well,
you will.
I don't want to be. We'll have to have a discussion.
Don't forget.
I taught you everything I know. Young boy.
He'll be the undercutter. He's just plotting. I think he's plotting it now. He's getting his Google leads, and he'll come and hammer us on the take over my whole life. Nah, but good friends. So
yeah, awesome, man, awesome.
You could sell out to him.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
I've already got.
But you seriously can, right?
Yeah,
absolutely can, because especially if he wants to stay in it longer, I can just add that into it. Especially if you've got that whole service contract piece to bolt on as well. Brilliant. Yeah, it'd be a great sale option.
Yeah.
Potentially, if that's what he wants to do.
Tell him he could have it today at a discounted rate.
Yeah.
5 years, it'll be worth $2 million. You can have.
I'll no complete cause.
Fantastic. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you guys coming in and doing the session with me. Just would love to finish off with, okay, so our sales target, what we're going to do. So what have you done last year, and what are you going to do in the last 12 months, and what are you going to do in the next 12 months? I understand you, well, I hope to think you know the numbers exact, but if you don't, that's fine.
Yeah,
But just give me a rough where you were and where you're going to be.
Well, I was definitely under 250 before I joined TM last February,
Yeah.
like from that previous year. And I think looking at like what we're doing from now, I think we're going to hit around about the six to £700,000 in revenue. But then next year,
The next 12 months from
next 12
next
months,
month, yeah.
I'm hoping to get past that £1 million mark. That's my
Okay.
target.
Cool.
And if I can do that, it'd be a massive achievement, I think, for from where I started, definitely.
Brilliant. Yeah, that sounds awesome. That's 4 times the size you were before.
Yeah.
Write it down.
I need to write it down.
Stick it on the whiteboard. That's the target to hit. What's yours, Liz?
Yeah.
I'd like to be hitting 1.8.
1.8, and you were at
About 8. About 8, yeah.
800 you were before. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're adding $1 million in revenue.
Yeah.
Adding a lot of profit. Brilliant. I love that. 1.8 million. Let's go.
Yeah.
So let's get it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you guys watching have enjoyed the chat too, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Cheers, Lewis. Thank you. Cheers, Dan.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Trade Mastermind Trade Secrets podcast. If you want to find out how Trade Mastermind can help you further, head to our website trademastermind.co.uk and don't forget to like and subscribe.